What's your take on Stacey Dash's comments?
Oh, Stacey Dash needs to be locked in a room with Fetty Wap, James Trinidad, and 2 Chainz, and a jar full of Viagra. She needs to be fucked back to being a nigga. And she needs to get fucked by the 3 hardest niggas on the planet.
Those 3.
Ignorant ass niggas on the planet.
Fetty Wap,
Trinidad James, and 2 Chainz.
Trinidad James and 2 Chainz. I actually talked to Trinidad James just the other day.
Man, I'm from listen, I grew up in the 90s when hip hop was at its golden era. I'm from New York, you know what I mean? Where like Jay-Z say, home of the spitters. Nas, Jay-Z, KRS-One, Rakim, Biggie, Jadakiss, DMX. I'm about lyrics, man.
So you don't like what's happening in hip hop these days?
Nah, skinny jeans, come on, man.
Young Thug, what do you think of him?
I can't do it. Listen, anything that shows the shape of your leg muscles is not a jean, it's a legging. And when did men start wearing leggings?
I think Kanye was the one that really started it off.
Kanye looks like his his fucking fashion sense. You see motherfucker trying to sell clothes that look like they were worn by Obi-Wan Kenobi. This nigga selling $800 socks. Fuck out of here.
And he wore a skirt at one point.
Enough said.
Right. He wore a skirt. But then, Young Thug has worn dresses.
I don't know what's going on to manhood now.
What's going on?
Will Smith's son, have you seen him?
Yeah,
I don't know what's going on to manhood.
I run into Jaden. We live in Calabasas, so we run into each other.
Right.
We've had a few conversations. I think he was wearing a dress last time I saw him out.
Yeah, they label me a dinosaur, man. I'm a prehistoric carnivore. I like man shit. I like cigars, beer, pussy, you know what I mean? And weed and video games and sports. I don't know what's going on with this metrosexual shit.
Well, in fact, Jaden Smith is the face of Louis Vuitton women's wear.
I know.
Did you ever see the Will Smith interview about it?
No, but I read somewhere online that he gives his kids that kind of freedom.
Yeah,
man.
he said, we may have given our kids a little too much freedom, but he's an artist and he has to express himself. I mean, do you think that cross-dressing is expressing yourself?
I think black people are getting caught in the sauce, man. I grew up in that era where, my neighbors beat us. If we didn't act right, then told my mother and father, and then they beat us. I don't think it's like that anymore.
You have kids?
Yeah.
Son,
yeah.
Okay, how old?
5.
5.
Yeah.
So let's just say
No, we're not gonna just say. That's how it starts. Just saying. That's how it starts. Let's just say, okay, let me entertain this hypothetical. That's how the shit starts. We won't say.
Okay.
His mother for 5 years has kept him in open-toe shoes, clogs, Crocs, the heel out, sandals. That shit stops now. I want him like me in work boots and Timbs.
Oh, wait, so you're saying that that's feminine to wear open-toe shoes?
I'm not saying it's feminine.
Because you're technically wearing open-toe shoes.
I know, but my hustle is different, and I got socks on.
Okay, you got
There's something a little feminine about as a man having your toes naked, exposed to the air.
Really?
Yeah, because I think as a man, if I get into you're a man. At any point during your day, you might get into a fight.
Okay.
As a man, if I get knocked out, I want to be knocked out in a work boot. You know how embarrassing it is to get knocked out of your flip-flops? That's some embarrassing shit. One of your flops end up across the street while the other one is on the other side and you knocked out with your naked toes and heels in the air. That's not a good look.
What about Prince?
Well, there's always exceptions to the rule. Prince makes up for his femininity with all the pussy he gets.
Prince got a lot of pussy.
And grade A.
Grade A pussy.
Quality.
I'm
surprised he ain't fucked Rihanna yet.
He may have.
Rihanna, woof.
He may have already.
I bet you her pussy smell like coconut water and jerk chicken.
Is that a good thing?
Mm-hmm.
Jerk chicken pussy? Mm-hmm. You'd want to smell that?
Fuck smell it. I want to eat some pussy, make me sweat.
Okay. Cause Prince had the baddest bitches back in the day.
Yes.
The baddest.
Vanity, Apollonia.
Yeah, rest in peace, by the
Lake
way.
Minnetonka. Oh my God.
Right. And he wore thongs. He had pants with the ass cheeks hanging out, high heels.
Listen, if I walked into my boy's room and he had on ass cheek pants or a G-string and he was in bed with a bevy of butt naked bitches, nigga, I'm like, hey man, toss me a pair of them thongs, nigga.
Well,
if that's what it takes.
Jaden Smith seemed to get some bad bitches.
Is he getting them because, you know, his swag, or is it because his pops? Which is not a bad problem to have. You win either way.
I mean, look, Jaden has starred in some movies already. He's not even 18. I think he's like 17. Like he was the star of Karate Kid. I mean, granted, his dad put him there, but I'm just saying he did a pretty good job.
I'm gonna let you ride with that.
Yeah, you not feeling that? You not feeling Jaden's acting?
Hey man, I might try to. I might get a chance to work with his dad one day. I can't shit where I eat. God bless the boy.
Well, I'll put it like this though. He don't seem gay to me. Like I said, we've had a few conversations when we were out. He seemed perfectly straight.
None of them niggas in prison that fuck each other in the ass seem gay.
They don't?
The toughest niggas in the world. They don't seem gay.
Some of them do.
Some of them do, but some of them niggas are straight monsters, and they banging each other in the ass.
Right, because I interviewed Yusuf Mack. You know about him?
No.
Yusuf Mack was the boxer who, out of nowhere, this gay porn surfaced. And he said that he was drugged.
Well, I gotta make something up. What I'm gonna do? I was drugged. At the end of the day, you know, until they love me, regardless of what it is. Like my family love me.
So this idea of you were drugged, like, were there different ideas that you were? I mean, you know, that you were coming up with.
That was the first thing that came to my mind. I was drugged.
You were drugged. Then, you know, later on, he had to admit.
Is he still is he boxing professionally?
No, he's
right
not
now?
boxing professionally.
Yeah, that would. Oof. that boy. I know, and I know there was actually a gay boxer professional. I don't know his name, but that would suck. That's a lot of pressure. If you at that press conference and you tell me, hey, if I knock you out, I'm gonna fuck you. I got to win. You got to win.
So you don't think there's any going to be a future for gay boxers out there?
Hey man, they're everywhere, baby. They just ain't all the way out yet, but they're everywhere.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you know, whenever I ask, you know, rappers if they've ever worked with a gay, you know, would they ever work with a gay rapper? Most of them said, you know, pretty sure I already have.
I don't have any problem with gay people. I really don't. Even though some people might think otherwise based on some of my material. But you know what kills me about gay people is when it comes to comedy, they can be hypocrites. And I'm talking about gay audience members because everything is funny till it's about them.
Okay.
And then here they are fighting for equality. Well, if you really want true equality, you should be able to be fucked with like everybody else.
Right, because for example, if you take Eddie Murphy's Raw and Delirious,
Right.
and then you take that same routine and play it on a new HBO comedy special,
you can't,
and you know all the faggot lines and stuff like that. And of course,
right.
Eddie was caught with a tranny at one point, so you know, there's some interesting parts about that. But I'm just saying, if you like all these like faggot lines, if you now incorporate them into today's mainstream society, like everyone will come down on them. Like HBO would have to apologize, pull it off the air.
And I can't wait till we get to a point where that stops. And I believe eventually it will. When something's hot, everybody wants to jump on that bandwagon. So if the hot thing is to be offended, everybody's offended. But then I think like anything else, people will get tired of it and go back to, man, I like a little offense. And you know, listen, man, to me, again, great comedy is comedy that challenges you, makes you think, makes you feel a little uncomfortable, based in truth, and is a little offensive. You know, it's no fun going to a comedy show and you just getting that cookie cutter Smothers Brothers comedy. You know what I'm saying? I like a little offense, you know?
Do you find it interesting, for example, at the amount of praise that Caitlyn Jenner gets? I think she was like Woman of the Year.
Bill Maher had a great line on the most recent Real Time. He said, she got Woman of the Year. The Woman of the Year has a dick.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Woman of the Year has a dick.
That's where we are now.
And I really want to ask for everyone who supports Caitlyn Jenner so much.
And I got a Caitlyn Jenner bit that I'm telling you, I have pissed some white women off.
Like,
I mean, walk out of my show.
What's some of the stuff that you said?
I can't really say it because it runs in a concession.
Okay.
So for you to really, if I try to do it out of context, it'll sound fucked up.
Okay.
But and it still will sound fucked up to you if you really don't understand the first thing I say in the joke, which is, again, we live in America. So as long as you're not physically hurting anyone or denying anybody their inalienable rights, you should be able to say how you feel free of consequence and repercussions. We are in the land of free speech. And that's the beginning of the bit. It's almost like a warning label. Okay. I'm letting you know now, we live in America. And this is a great country because of freedom of speech. So if I'm not physically hurting somebody, beating them up, or denying them their rights, I should be able to say on that stage how I feel. And then I proceed to say, so if there's anybody in here from the transgender community, or you know somebody transgender and you get offended easily, fuck you, you ain't gonna like this. And then I do the bit. And when I'm done, 90% of the crowd gets it. They go, you know what? We get it, and he has a point. But like I said, you can't please everybody, and there's always some white liberal girl up there in the crowd who, you know, loves niggas and gays to death. And the fact that I'm even going against the grain is offensive. You know, so many comics, to me, especially when it comes to talking about homosexuality in America, they go with the flow. Mm-hmm. And again, let me say, please, I don't have anything against gay people. They're wonderful, beautiful people like everybody else and should be treated with the same respect and dignity that we treat the rest of our fellow man. We're all one. But it seems like if you have anything to say that goes against the grain, you're a bigot.
You're a homophobe.
You're a homophobe. There's something wrong with you because you're not yay. There's something wrong with you as a human being. And I don't agree with that. I can't feel how I feel. If I feel slightly uncomfortable, I'm not allowed to feel that. And let me say, I do this on stage too. I talk about words and imagery. Part of the reason why people laugh at what we say as comics is because once we say something, you have to put a picture with our words. And if we can get you to see what we intend for you to see, because it's all calculated. If I say something, before I say it, I'm going, I want them to picture this with what I say. And if my plan works, the laugh. Mm-hmm. So it's like when I worked on Mad TV, man, we had a lot of gay people that worked on that show. The set decorators, the makeup, hair. And very often, when you're in a comfortable environment where people are comfortable and they let their hair down and put their guard down, they speak honestly and freely. Mm-hmm. So I would often be in the makeup chair and sometimes be listening to two gay dudes have a conversation about, one's date the other night. And long story short, I might hear something really explicit. Oh my God, his cock was massive and veiny before I sat on it. Now you forcing me to put an image with them words. Right. You are forcing me to watch gay porn in my head. Okay. That makes me uncomfortable. So I'm not saying I can't hang out with a gay person. I'm just saying that if we hang out and you're gonna say something really raunchy and explicit, give me like a gay delay, like a gay warning. Like a countdown backwards from 5. If we hanging out, we having a good time and we throwing back drinks and high-fiving and smoking, yay! But then at any point during the night, you go, oh my God, I'm about to say something gay in 5, 4, 3. Good, I got a chance to grab my cigarettes, vacate the premises. You can say that shit, I don't have to hear it. We can come back and we can be friends again. Because I remember one time I was hanging out with a buddy of mine, and he had a big football party, and we're watching the game, and one of his peoples that was at the party was gay. And it didn't bother me, I swear to God it didn't. And the fact that he was gay wasn't even a factor to me after a while because we engaged, he was fucking funny and charming, and him being gay wasn't even an issue, which is how it should be. Mm-hmm. But at some point during the game, we're all talking about the game, we loaded up on booze, maybe some weed, and I'm going, oh my God, number 42 is fast as shit. And he goes, oh my God, number 42, do you see his ass? I would so take a chunk and bite the juices out that motherfucker. Damn, time out, nigga. Fag on the plate, nigga. Like, come on, man. I'm in the middle of eating a hot wing. I got ranch around my mouth. Like, come on, nigga. Word. I was uncomfortable. So again, why isn't it okay for me to be uncomfortable? That don't mean I hate gay people. That don't mean they shouldn't be treated fairly. That doesn't mean they should be denied rights or physically or verbally harassed.
Gay marriage?
Go for it. But can't I feel uncomfortable about you being descriptive about jamming a cock in your nostrils? Can I feel uncomfortable?
Yeah, and I really wonder about all the people that for example support Caitlyn Jenner. Would any of them wish that their kids would be transgender? I bet you most of them wouldn't.
I don't know. That's a tough question, man.
I've
I've asked dudes in the crowd by round applause, how many of y'all would be okay if your son was gay? And I'm telling you, I don't think we're as honest in this society about homosexuality as we pretend to be.
Right.
I think everybody gets that, yes, we all need to get along and live together, and whatever you do behind closed doors is your business. We get that. But I remember I looked at a poll in the newspaper, and it was like 47% of the country is for gay marriage and gay rights, and the other 53% isn't. That's more than half. Mm-hmm. So that tells you that people are not as honest about it as they pretend to be, And again, to each his own. But it's a delicate conversation. If my son was gay, would it bother me? At the end of the day, no. It's still my son.
You still love him.
But would I want that?
Yeah.
If I had a choice, which I don't, but if I had a goddamn choice, would I want that? Would you? I want him to be able to be a chip off the old block.
Right.
When he turned 18, nigga, let's go to a strip club and look at some titties and smoke something.
But you want grandkids.
Yeah. I mean, you could still have grandkids.
Well, you could adopt, or you could do a surrogate.
I'm just, look.
If
it was my choice, I want him to be like his pops, but it ain't my choice. And if it turned out to be what it is what it is.
Him kind of crying and me crying. So, it was no more words. A couple of days later, they tell me he died.
How did you feel when they said that? I mean, did you know that he was gonna die when you saw the tubes? No?
No. Give me a second.
To go through all you went through and your end result is being killed in a drive-by, affiliation is like way beyond the aspect of because you could have been here and left a way better mark.